I am in so much pain, guys. You don't understand. It hurts to fucking sit down. What the hell, man? What the fuck is he doing to me? Oh, okay, maybe I'm being slightly dramatic over here, but I am in pain. Okay, don't fuck with me today. I'm not in the mood. I'm tired. Boy. Okay, well. Let's see. Yesterday I went gardening. A lot of work, but it was fun. Somewhat, because I was really satisfied when I was done, but I was really tired. And my butt fucking hurts. Like, I don't know what I did to it when I was gardening, but for some reason it's like sore as fuck. Like, my butt cheeks, like, they just hurt. Like, they're sore. They're so sore. They're like stabbing pain when I sit down. Like, oh my god. It hurts. But surprisingly, when I, what did I do? We went to Oto's today, which is like a Japanese food market, which I don't particularly like because like the whole store was always like freezing and it's always busy and there's always like the same food and it's all overpriced and stupid and like blah blah blah. But like grandma just loves that store, and so we went to that store and we got her Japanese stuff. And I was like frigid the entire time. I was like, fuck me, and it's cold, like bring me out. I hate shopping, like get me out. Usually I like exotic stores, but Oto's is like, I've been there so many times. They all have the same stuff. They're all overpriced and ridiculous, and they're always crowded and they're always ridiculous, and I hate them. I hate them all. Whereas normal exotic, like grocery stores, like their food is usually cheap. They've got really nice people, and they have like cool exotic food that you can like learn about. Like, it's interesting. Whereas Oto's is like full of uptight fucking like Japanese ass people. Like, I'm wearing just like these really heavy like long I'll show you. Okay, I'm wearing these like because I took a shower after I went gardening yesterday, and I wore these like my dad's old basketball shorts, and they're huge on me, as you can imagine. And they fit. They're just really big, and so I'm wearing that, and then I'm wearing this like t-shirt, and I look like total tomboy, which I am, but like still, like, you see this bitch? You see this bitch? Hi, but like, holy shit, hello. But yeah, so I was like, wore these shorts last night too, when I took after my shower, and I was like, they're still clean, so I slept in them, and then I woke up and I was like, you know what, they're still clean, I can still wear them. So I was still wearing them all day, and like, I was totally fine and comfortable, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. But then when we went to Oto's, I got some like strange ass looks. Like, the people were kind of like they would look at me, but then they'd be like, you know, like they'll look down, kind of like checking you out kind of thing. And then they were just kind of like, the fake ass, like, how can I help you? But I don't really want to help you because you're beneath me kind of smile. And I was like, thank you, first of all. Second of all, I am tired as fuck. Third of all, I spent at least an hour gardening yesterday. So don't let your pompous ass shit judge me, the actual hard worker in this situation. Like, hello. I was just, I was annoyed. Like, that girl was just fucking irritating. You and your little Asian ass eyes. Like, hi. Jesus. Okay, and then, so we went to the bakery, and then we went to the restaurant, which I am still bloated from. And then we went to the grocery store, which I hate, and I just explained why I hate it, so, like, you know, whatever. And then I could tell, on the right there, I was getting annoyed because I had the directions, and I wanted to tell, like, my uncle directions. Directions. Why is it so hard to fucking say, Angela? Like, really? I swear. Sometimes I swear I have, like, verbal dyslexia. I swear to God. Okay. Anyways. So, like, my grandma insisted on sitting up front. Because, you know, my grandma's my grandma. And I was like, okay, fine then. And then we were looking for directions, and of course my grandma, being like the slow, delayed person that she is, she was kind of like, oh, I can direct you, you don't need Google. And I was like, okay, grandma, sure. And then, like, anytime there was a turn or anything, she would tell you, like, after we passed it. And I was just kind of like, this is gonna take, like, 1,000 times longer than it would originally, and it's already pretty far away. It's like an hour away. So, like, what would have been an hour turned into like an hour and a half just because my grandma was being like, oh, you turned right, but then it was actually turned left. And I was like, Uncle Mike, you're supposed to turn left. But because he was like, that car specifically is really noisy, so like he couldn't hear me. It doesn't help that I have like a squeaky ass soft voice either, and so he couldn't hear me, so he followed grandma's directions, and we went right. And I was like, we were supposed to go left. He's like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, I did. You just didn't hear me because the car is loud and my grandma was talking over me, so I'm sorry. And then, but then, because my uncle is so, like, fucking, like, free-spirited and, like, Mr. Patient, like, he's so relaxed and slow and, like, I am that way on some levels, but on other levels, I'm like, bitch, what? Can we, like, move, please? Like, hello? Anyone there? And he was all like, yeah, it was just taking forever because of my grandma. Plus, he drives, like, super slow because he lives in Washington, the people are actually nice, so you don't have to competitively drive. Unlike California, where we deal with a bunch of fucking assholes. But... so yeah, that happened, and it would have been like maybe an hour drive, or with my dad it would have been probably 45 minutes because he drives like a maniac. But it turned into an hour and a half because of misdirections from my grandma, and then also because he like drives super slow, and then also he's confused. So that was fun to deal with. And then, of course, the grocery store, and then the bakery, where I got the judgment eyes from that, like, one bitch. Like, excuse-moi, like, who are you to judge me for wearing fucking something comfortable, bitch? Like, excuse-moi. And then we went to the restaurant, where the restaurant was okay, like, as usual. I liked it. It was food, you know, whatever. And then after that, we drove home, and then we unpacked all the groceries and stuff. And then he was like, you know what time it is? And I was like, what? And he was like, exercise time. And I was like, didn't I exercise yesterday, like gardening? And he was like, yeah, but it's every day, right? And I was like, what? Pain. And then we went through like a couple simple, like, he got these armband thingies, and he, like, I used them, and like they're okay. They're not as bad as like other exercises, but they're still not the greatest. And then after that we did stretching, which actually helped my butt cheeks a little bit, or my glutes, as you're properly supposed to call them. My bad. So yeah, they're a little less sore than they were in the beginning, but they're still pretty sore. And it sucks, because, like, your ass is where you sit, and I'm a lazy-ass person, so I sit, like, 99% of the day. So, like, it's in pain. Yeah. And I also tried working on my turtles, like, basking area thing. But, like, it's kind of hard because I didn't really have the right tools. Like, I have the right supplies, but I don't really have the right tools to do it, because, like, you need, like, an X-Acto knife. I don't have an X-Acto knife. That's great. X-Acto knife, it's kind of hard to explain. It's basically like, how to explain it? It's kind of like a razor blade connected to this gun that, like, not gun. Like, it's like a little, like, I don't know how to explain X-Acto knives. If you're so curious, then just look it up. I'm shit at explaining shit, okay? And then also I finished this book, which wasn't terrible. I mean, it was interesting, and it was better than the last manga that I read, because the last manga was kind of like a lot of a big shit show of confusion and, like, what is going on, because it switched between characters and plots and, like, romance and, like, weird stuff, and I was just kind of like, where is this coming from? Like, do these people know each other previously? Like, what's going on? Like, give me some background here. I'm so confused. And And I looked it up. It's not part of like a series. It's not like the second book of a series or anything. It's just like a one short little book full of little stories. But like the little stories like make no sense. And like I was just kind of like, yeah, okay. I still read it because like it was something to read, but it was kind of like confusion and like irritation the entire book. This book, on the other hand, it was interesting and I was fascinated with it because I think I talked about it before. Is this dude who like died because he was a detective and he was dating this lawyer girl, and then he was also like, he had a little sister named Dina, and so but then he was like tracking down this like group with his lawyer girlfriend, and then, or maybe it was solo, I don't remember very well, and then but then they ended up like accusing him of like a murder that they did, and like his lawyer girlfriend actually believed them. Can you believe it? Like that she actually believed them and thought that he actually killed someone. Like, wow, way to go. You chose the right fucking partner, didn't you, dude? And so she thought that he killed this person when he had no history of physical violence at all. Like, he was a detective, a very successful, smart detective. Like, why the hell would he like kill someone? Like, it was just like, you know, like those stories that like have so-called evidence that like back them up, but then like you look at the character of the person and you're just kind of like, there's no possible way that is possible. Like, there's no possible way. And like he was just accused of murder anyways, and by his lawyer girlfriend. Like, it was just like, okay, bitch, like, really? And then he was sentenced to death because of this murder, blah blah blah. And so he died. And then, like, this angel found him, and she was all like, hi, what's up? You have a job to do. And then he was like, what's this job I'm doing? And then she was like, you're dead. And he was like, okay, cool. And then she was like, you're not phased at all. Like, most people freak out a little bit. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And he was just like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, I want you to do, to save people who have been accused of things that they didn't actually do, and save them from death. And he was just like, don't you think that's a little bit cruelly ironic? And she was just kind of like, well, it's what the committee asked, which the committee is kind of like heaven, sort of. And he was like, yeah, well, fuck that, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it my way. And she was just kind of like, okay, but you don't break the rules. And he was just like, yeah, I don't care, like, I'm gonna do it my way. And then he found out that the people that he was helping, or the person he was supposed to save, was actually being targeted by the same people that framed him. And they're called the Frame. Wow, so original in the names. But anyways, so, like, that was the thing. And then, so he was going after them for revenge. But then anytime he tried to kill one of them, the angel would stop him and be like, boy, like, do you not listen to the rules? Like, if you kill someone, you break the rules, and breaking the rules means you're completely evoked from existence. And he was just kind of like, yeah, I don't fucking care, I'm gonna do it my way. And she was just kind of like, you're a dumbass, like, follow the fucking rules, man. And then he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it my way. Like, literally, that was his only line most of the time. It was like, either give me a smoke, or let me do it my way, guys. Like, okay, I was like, that's me? Okay. And yes, I do say bless me, because I deserve to be blessed, okay? I'm kidding. And he was just kind of like, I don't know, it was just like a bit odd, and he was kind of really selfish, but I did get it. Like, the thing that they had him doing was kind of like fucked up. And then, so he's trying to help this person, but then he also finds out that they're the Frame, so he's trying to target the Frame, and then he's also trying to save this person from being wrongly convicted, blah 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 blah, more and blah. And then eventually, like, he tells the person who's being wrongly convicted, like, that he exists, and the person who's wrongly convicted, like, dude, you're famous, like, man, like, that's so cool, like, you're talking to me, like, you're dead, but you're alive, like, that's so cool. And so he's, like, helping this dude, and then he finds out, like, about his lawyer girlfriend, who, like, ends up, like, helping him. Like, she ends up being, like, trying to help him, like, because, after he died, apparently, she, like, suddenly went through, like, this remorse phase, and was just kind of like, oh no, my poor hubby. Well, he wasn't actually her husband, but, like, my poor boyfriend, like, oh no, he died for a wrong cause, like, I don't actually believe he died. But yet, she was the one who literally convicted him to, like, jail and later on, death. So, like, you see my point? Like, this is kind of ridiculous and stupid. But, and then there's also, like, one of the people from the frame, he's, like, part, like, demon or something. And it was kind of weird because for some reason he had this, like, major vendetta against the main character. Like, the little, like, half-dead guy. And then, so the half-dead guy is all, like, fucking, like, obsessed with, like, his ex-girlfriend, I guess you could say, since he died, so they're not really together anymore. Also, she kind of convicted him to jail, so, like, I doubt if he was alive, he would still be with her, because, like, if someone convicted me to jail, like, I don't care, like, if you're my boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, like, you are not being connected with me ever fucking again. Unless it's something, like, that I actually did wrong. Like, if I stole a cookie from a baby, like, then, yeah, I would want to be I would want to be convicted. But, like, if, like, I was wrongly convicted and you had, like, a pretty good idea that I was wrongly convicted and you convicted me anyways, yeah, whatever relationship we had since then, like, that would be fucking over. You know? And so he's just, like, helping this dude and, like, you know, whatever. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, like, the angel that, like, saved him, she ended up, like, losing her wings to help him. And in order to, like, something, like, some sort of deal she made with the committee, like, if she helped him, like, move past himself or whatever and, like, save this kid from being wrongly convicted, then she would get her wings back. But if he did anything wrong, like, killed someone or something, per se, like, break the rules, like she kept telling him, she would never get her wings back and they would permanently be gone. And so she kept, like, trying to fight him on every little thing that he was doing because he was mainly just absorbed in his revenge scheme and then also, like, his, like, ex-girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And then, so he's trying to help this kid and then, like, watching after his, like, ex-girlfriend and then trying to, like, get his revenge against the frame. And then there's this one dude who's in the frame who has, like, this vendetta against him and he's, like, part demon or whatever. And so he's able to fight him and it's, like, freaking weird. He can also see him even though he's dead and no one else can see him. Like, supposedly he can see him, so it's kind of weird. And he ends up, like, saving this dude and his sister who was also, like, being, like, manipulated by the frame. And then, this crazy psycho half-demon dude is still after them. And then, his, like, angel buddy is just kind of like, you know what, like, dude, like, I'm sacrificing so much for you. Like, can you please be a little slightly considerate? And he just kept saying, I'm gonna do it my way, man, okay? Like, whatever. And then eventually, like, she ends up, like, helping him a little bit, and he was just like, dude, like, you're going against everything you said since the beginning. She's like, you know what, if you're gonna fucking destroy my life, I might as well help you. And because she said it's for your good cause or whatever. And, like, and then he ended up, like, saving, like, this kid and his sister, and then he ended up actually, like, giving up his own life to kill, like, the half-demon dude, and then also, like, to bring back his sister, because his sister had died. No, his ex-girlfriend had died, and his sister was, like, in a coma or something, and so he made a deal with the committee. He was all just, like, well, it wasn't more of a deal, it was more of, like, a bag kind of thing. It was kind of, like, right before he killed himself, or, like, killed his, like, existence, to kill the half-demon dude. He was like, committee, please answer, like, whatever, my prayers or something like that. And he was just like, please, like, save my sister and my ex-girlfriend who died. Because his ex-girlfriend, like, died at some point in the movie. Like, they were fighting and then she, like, died for some stupid reason. And, which she was a stupid character. I didn't like her from the beginning. And then, so that, like, the committee actually answered him. But then, the angel did something really crazy. I can't remember what she did. But she, like, gave him, like, a ton of, like... Oh, you know what it was? Okay, so he sacrificed himself to kill the, like, half-demon dude. But then in sacrificing himself, like, you're sacrificing his existence or whatever. Like, he totally made it that, like, the angel who was helping him, like, the entire time would never get her wings back. Because the whole way she would get her wings back is if he saved this kid. and moved past this little thing and like went on to heaven or whatever. And since that didn't happen, she didn't get her wings. She didn't get her wings back. And so that kind of sucked. And then it was just kind of weird. And then they brought back they brought back the ex-girlfriend. And I was just like, fuck you, dude. Like that, like, I don't know. The book just seemed like solely revolved around the main character, and he just seems so selfish to me, because this angel was like sacrificing everything for him, and he was just kind of like, you know what, I'll do it my own way, like whatever. And he walked all over her the entire time, and in the end she didn't even get what she was like searching for and like yearning for the entire fucking time after all she sacrificed for this dude. Like, really? Like, it was just kind of fucked up. I mean, it was an okay read, but it was kind of fucked up. So yeah, this day has kind of made a little bit of frustration, because I just don't like exercising. I don't like being sore in my butt because of a fucking like hour-long session of gardening. It wasn't even really gardening, it was more of reading. And then also like this book was kind of frustrating too. And then shopping, we all know I hate shopping, like it's great, like, but yeah. And I also have like some homework that I have to do that I haven't done yet, which I don't want to do, but I'm going to, because like, you know, you have to do it. Yep, that's it. That's my day. Well, it was fun. I may just like, you know, watch YouTube. Watch YouTube and I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yep, that's it. Bye.